What if I told you that one of the oldest stories in the Quran wasn't just about faith, but about physics? Seriously. What if the fundamental forces of our universe, like gravity and magnetism, were actually encoded in the ancient narrative of Adam and Iblis? Well, today we're diving into a fascinating model that suggests exactly that.
Now, this isn't just about finding some clever metaphors. This is about a framework that sees the story of Adam and Iblis as the literal, foundational blueprint for the forces that shape our entire reality. And it all kicks off with a single, massive event. An event this model calls the first fracture, which basically set everything we know and see into motion.
All right, so let's start at the beginning. This whole model is built around one single universe-altering event. You can think of it as the moment that gave birth to the fundamental duality of our cosmos, that constant push and pull, that tension that defines everything from the smallest atoms to the biggest galaxies.
Okay, so here's the core idea, and it's a big one. The two acts of disobedience, the one by Adam and the one by Iblis, weren't just spiritual mistakes. According to this model, they were actual cosmological events. Events that literally created the two fundamental behaviors of the universe, attraction and repulsion, the particle and the wave.
Let's break this down, because this is where it gets really interesting. On one side, you've got Adam, who represents the particle. His action is described as a collapse from this infinite, timeless spiritual state into a finite, localized particle, something with mass. And the physical mirror of that, gravity, that relentless, always attractive force that pulls things together and gives them form. Then, on the other side, you have Iblis, who represents the wave. His disobedience is a collapse into a finite wave, something defined by motion and oscillation. Its physical counterpart, you guessed it, magnetism, with its built-in polarity, its constant dance of attraction and repulsion.
So, okay, we've got this really powerful symbolic framework. Adam is gravity, Iblis is magnetism. But how does any of this actually connect to, modern physics? Let's bridge that gap right now.
To really get this, we need to talk about a key concept from physics called a symmetry-breaking event. Just imagine a perfectly still, infinite pond. That's kind of like the early universe, where all the forces were unified, all one thing. Now, imagine dropping a single pebble into it. The ripples that spread out? Those are the distinct, separate forces we experience today, gravity, magnetism, and so on. That one moment of impact, that's the symmetry-breaking event. It's the moment of fracture where perfect unity splits into the duality we see all around us.
And here's where the model gets super specific and, honestly, kind of mind-blowing. In physics, gravity is what's called a monopole. That just means it has one pole, so it only does one thing. It attracts. It always pulls. Well, this model maps that directly to Adam's act, which locks the infinite into a localized particle, and boom, you have an inherently attractive force. Magnetism, though, is a dipole. It has two poles, a north and a south, which allows it to both attract and repel. And this is mapped perfectly to Iblis's act, which locks the infinite into oscillation, inherently creating that polarity. It's a one-to-one mapping.
But here's the thing. This initial fracture, it wasn't just a one-time event. No. According to this model, it becomes the repeating pattern, the fractal, the actual operating system for all of reality.
The model uses a really cool visual for this repeating cycle, a Mobius loop. You know that twisted piece of paper that only has one side? It's a perfect symbol for an endless journey. But this isn't just history repeating itself over and over. It's a progressive loop, one that self-corrects. Every fall, like Adam's, already has the seed of its own return built right into it.
So let's quickly trace this loop through the stages of creation described in the Quran. It all starts on a foundation of water, a symbol for mercy. Then bang, that first duality emerges, light, which is Adam, and fire, which is Iblis. The system is then sustained by these core principles of order, mercy, and life, symbolized by mountains, rain, and trees. Then you get this state of smoke, which represents heaven as a wave of pure potential. Out of that potential, prophets emerge like stars, points of light to guide us. And finally, the cycle completes with a return to judgment, where pride is consumed, light ascends, and the whole loop is ready to begin all over again.
Now, this whole cosmic operating system doesn't just apply to the creation of the universe. The model argues that it's also the exact same blueprint for human history, playing out again and again through the stories of the prophets.
Check this out. In this framework, the major prophets aren't just historical figures. They are key nodes in this repeating fractal pattern. Adam, of course, is the first lapse, the moment the particle is formed. Noah is like a reset button, cleansing the world with water to start the cycle over. Ibrahim becomes the axis, the perfect model of submission who passes the ultimate tests. Musa confronts the ultimate manifestation of pride in Pharaoh, which represents another major fracture in the system. And Isa, Jesus, represents the return of pure light, rebooting the whole system with uncorrupted knowledge. See the pattern?
Okay, we've been talking about massive cosmic patterns and ancient prophets. But what on earth does any of this have to do with you, right now? Well, let's bring this whole model down from the heavens to the most personal level there is, your own inner world. The Quran has this beautiful line, "You are standing at the meeting point of the two seas." This model has a powerful interpretation for that. It says that meeting point is the human heart. It's the exact place where the sea of mercy, your spirit, clashes with the sea of wrath, your ego.
So this is it. This is where the entire cosmic drama plays out inside of you, every single day. Your nafs, your ego, that's your particle aspect. It's what pulls you towards pride, towards solid form. But your ruh, your spirit, that's your wave aspect. It's what draws you towards submission, towards a higher truth. And your heart? Your heart is the furnace. It's the place of choice, where just like Ibrahim, you can choose to make the fires of your ego cool and peaceful. And the Quran, in this model, is the user's manual for navigating this internal loop, for guiding you back to the source.
So, the ultimate question this whole model leaves us with is a really personal one. If all of existence is just a repeating pattern, a fractal that echoes from the dawn of creation right down into the depths of your own heart, which part of the story are you living right now?